It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COWMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is a OG, got that potion, the elixir. Got devotion to all those who keep us showing up to witness. Spit the tricks and quips and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize the vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for jaw jacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave it feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Coffee cup cheers. Today is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. This is episode 859 of your Simply Cyber, 858, check that, of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Two Thumbs, all smiles, and officially wearing glasses, Dr. Gerald Auger. Make no mistake, this isn't a stream takeover by Jerry Guy. This is Dr. Gerald Auger. Guys, the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief is going to do in the next hour is bring you the hottest cyber news stories that you need to know about today, and the hottest news stories that you need to know today in order to drive cyber risk reduction today for your business stakeholders. This is basically raw threat intelligence we're ingesting. And over the next hour, me, you, Black Badge carrying Reed Hurlburt, not only IT, Jamie Jones, TJ Williams, Eric Taylor in Mod Chat, Thomas Marquette with the blue badge, Marcus Kyler of the Yeet Crew, Alpha Sierra, the drum major herself, Chuck Sapp, Dusty Carlisle, Johnny Hogan, Carey. So many are going to be shredding the news alongside the team here. Good morning, Jenny Housley. Guys, we're going to be shredding the news together and providing all the insights that we can, data mining for cyber risk reduction insights, GRC Mafia love. And guys, our community is so rich and so robust that you're going to be getting different perspectives and thoughts in chat from other practitioners. So the value train just keeps on cruising. It's like, dude, it's like when you're waiting at a train crossing and the train's going by, and after a few minutes, like you put your car in park, and then you like look through your phone, and then you like look down, and you're like, when does this train end? Well, friends, that's a perfect metaphor for the value train coming out of the Simply Cyber station. Guys, on top of that, if you are a person looking to break into the industry, right? A lot of people are coming into the community, finding us because of the GRC Jumpstart course I released yesterday. If you're looking to break into the industry, this show is absolutely 100% mad value for you. You will be asked, I guarantee you, you will be asked at any job interview, how do you stay current in the industry? This right here is a banger of an answer. On top of that, the networking within the community is pretty sick. What's up, Shane Prevost? Good to see you. The networking is sick, and if you can pull out some type of like recent event that you know the people who are in the interview are going to know about also, you are going to look like the most sharpest tack in the entire box. For example, if you are able to like whip out in an interview about how MITRE CVE almost went under and how they pulled the nose up from hitting the mountain right at the last second and the importance of that, oh boy, that's a good one. And you might be like, I don't understand the importance. Well, that's why you come to the show, because we do talk about that stuff and you can just soak it up like a sponge. Now, I want you to know, of all the stories we cover, I didn't look or research any of, actually, I correct that. I almost never research or prep for the show. I did look at one story, half out of personal interest and half just because it's going to be an incredibly political story, and I try to keep this show objective and on the rails and not political, not religion. And this one, I think we might have to just skip across a pond surface like a flat stone. We'll cover it, and then we'll move on, because I am not going to get spicy on this particular one with you. Although I'm just thinking about it, my blood is starting to boil. All right, guys, before we get into it, let me say shout out and love to the stream sponsors. Before we get into the stream sponsors, let me just tell you all a couple quick things. If you are here right now, you are in luck, my friends, for being some of the early birds here today. Compliments of Chris Whitlock. There is a conference called Hackspace Con. It is an in-person conference on the Space Coast out in just north of Melbourne, Florida, south of Orlando. Really great conference. People love it last year. It's one of the few conferences I've ever had FOMO from last year. We have, and Chris Whitlock, correct me if I'm wrong, we have a free ticket, compliments of either Chris Whitlock or the conference organizers. Long story short, we want to raffle it off today. So if you can put space, S-P-A-C-E, space in chat. Looks like Angular already wrote the word space, not knowing that they were entering the chat or the raffle. You will have to physically get there. This does not cover flights or hotels or whatever. This is just a ticket to get in. Chuck's in the house. All right, Alpha Sierra's in the house. Just go ahead and drop space in chat to enter that, okay? I also want everyone to know also that on the Simply Cyber Discord server, this is another just quick little thing. Actually, you know what? The hell of it. Let's do our news and everything like that. Before we get into it, let me say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors, and then we'll be right back. I'll be chatting with you in chat. I want to give some love to the daily cyber threat brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up next. You won't regret it. All right, I also want to say shout out to Delete Me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. Dark web, clear web, deep web, they can buy your details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment, but now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. As someone with an active online presence doing YouTube and streams all the time, privacy is really important to me. I want to choose who gets to know where I live and what my phone number is and what my family looks like and, where my kids go to school and all that other stuff. So having a having a smaller footprint online, having that, hold on one second, having that data out there where I want it, and more importantly, not having the data where I don't want it or where I didn't agree to have it is valuable to me. Take control of your data, keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me right now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. And then finally, guys, this thing is hot. When I'm talking hot, this thing is incendiary. All right. Did you know that today, in 3 hours, if you got the time, right? This is worth your time, okay? Time is super valuable, okay? Personally, I value time more than money. In fact, when I quit my last job, I told the guy, he's like, how much money to keep you? I'm like, it's not about money. I need time. Today at 11 a.m. Eastern time, Eric Taylor, who's also going to be doing jaw jacking today. So if you'd like to sample the wares, you know what I mean? If you want to sample Eric Taylor, you can see him at 9 a.m. today on this channel right here. You don't have to go anywhere. But at 11 a.m., Eric is running a practical skills lab webinar where he's going to show you how you can do forensics on the Windows recycling bin. Everybody, my Aunt Dorothea knows what the Windows recycling bin is. Everyone knows what it is. It's been there since Windows 3. Okay? Well, when you delete files in there, they're not gone. A child might think that they're gone, but they're not. It's all there still. The data's all there, but how do you get it? You need skills. Eric Taylor's going to give you those skills. I'm going to drop a link in chat for you. Go scoop that up. You're going to love it. It is Thursday, which means only one thing. What's your meme Thursday? Stay tuned for the mid-roll, because this guy right here, Dan Reardon, you may have seen him at B-Sides Charm. He is going to be making a custom meme, and I will just give you a hint. It's a good chance everybody knows what this is, but if you have children between the ages of 5 and 15 right now, you absolutely painfully know what this meme is. All right, do me a favor, everybody. Sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome wave.
Series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Thursday, April 17th, 2025. I'm Sean Kelly. MITRE gets last-minute bailout from CISA. Yesterday, the day that MITRE's contract was set to expire, MITRE Vice President Yasri Barsam confirmed that CISA has provided funding to avoid a break in service for both the Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures and the Common Weakness Enumeration programs. CISA issued a statement saying, quote, the CVE program is invaluable to the cyber community and a priority of CISA, end quote. The extension of MITRE's contract is set for 11 months.
All right, really quick, Mr. Shannon Wilson says, will this help find files that have been formatted? It depends on what kind of formatting you did. Quick format, yeah. 7 wipes, nope. But you'll have to ask Eric Taylor about that. Okay, so guys, get the trumpets out. You know, it's like that scene in Aladdin where Genie makes Aladdin a sultan and he has the big parade into Agrabah. You know, this is what's up. MITRE saved just at the last minute. Seriously though, I have to, this was so dire. Okay, so 2 things. 1, this is great for us. Now, how long is it saved? I don't know. CISA is under Department of Homeland Security. Department of Homeland Security has already been making lots of moves. Kristi Noem is the secretary over DHS, and she said that Border Patrol is the priority, and ICE is the priority, and CISA needs to have its mission redefined, and they've already, there's been a lot of workforce changes and stuff. So we'll see what this is. But just for me and you, this is a massive win. if you're looking to break into the industry, this probably doesn't slap as hard. But if you've been around a while, you know how important this was. Like this would have been devastating, not immediately, but like I would say like in the next like 3 to 6 months, like North Korea was like getting their fork and knife sharpened. It was like a cartoon where the wolf is like putting on the bib and just like as like the piglets are coming into the yard or whatever. Like this would have been bad, real bad. Okay. So I'm super pumped that we got this sorted out. If you're interested, John Hammond did have a video on his YouTube about how bad this would be. This came out before this update came, so I don't know if John's going to release an update or whatever, but this is huge for us. So that's a dub, an absolute dub, and let's go. Thank you. All right.
Krebs exits Sentinel-1 after security clearance pulled. Following up on a story we brought to you on Friday, Chris Krebs has resigned as Sentinel-1's Chief Intelligence and Public Policy Officer effective immediately. This follows a presidential order that revoked Krebs' security clearance and ordered a review of CISA's conduct under his leadership. In a farewell note to Sentinel-1's staff, Krebs said, quote, "I want to be clear, this is my decision and mine alone. This is my fight, not the company's. This will require my complete focus and energy. It's a fight for democracy, for freedom of speech, and for rule of law. I'm prepared to give it everything I've got." End quote.
Okay. For those who are playing at home wondering, this is the story. All I'm going to say is Chris Krebs has resigned from Sentinel-1, a publicly traded company. His clearance was taken away as part of this thing, and contracts associated with a company that he's associated with, sounds like those were going to be taken away. Sentinel-1 is a publicly traded company. When a publicly traded company loses their government contracts, straight cash, homie. That's an incredible lever to pull. And next story.
Apple fixes 2 zero-days exploited in targeted iPhone attacks. On Wednesday, Apple released emergency fixes for 2 zero-day vulnerabilities that were used in an extremely sophisticated attack on the iPhones of specific targets. The 2 vulnerabilities are in Core Audio and RPAC, with both bugs impacting iOS, macOS, tvOS, iPadOS, and visionOS. The Core Audio flaw can be exploited with a maliciously crafted media file to execute remote code on the device. Meanwhile, the RPAC bug allows attackers with read or write access to bypass pointer authentication, an iOS security feature that helps protect against memory vulnerabilities. Apple has yet to share further details related to how the flaws were exploited.
Okay. Apple. Okay. 2 0 days, and we know we can look up information about them because of this thing called CVEs. Thank you. Geez, how convenient is this that we can take a unique identifier and communicate and share it with each other? All right, so Core Audio and RPAC, 2 things I never heard of, although I feel like I saw Core Audio at one point back in the day, but this impacts basically every version of operating system that Apple has. So this is not obviously, but I would have to assume this is some kind of core dynamic link library, ish file that does something with audio. Like all these devices do something with audio. visionOS, I forgot. Holy crap, dude. I forgot about the Apple goggles or whatever they are. Remember that? They had like the big push, people walking around with them. I literally forgot that Apple had that friggin' product. Let's see. They have information that it's been exploited in a very sophisticated attack against individuals on iOS. Yes, that makes sense. That usually there's a lot to it. So it's not socioeconomically divided that like certain socioeconomic strata have Apple devices and others do not have Android. But you'll typically see executives and, more financially strong individuals with Apple products, right? So obviously this targeted somebody, I would have to imagine, executive VIP or something like that, and got them to execute code on their device. Now here's the thing, guys. Pegasus software from NSO Group, that's incredibly sophisticated, and they can fire off a text message to an Apple iPhone and exploit it with zero click, right? So being able to target and take over Apple devices is not a new thing. I do find it interesting. Two things I find interesting. One, that they were able to discover this. I mean, this is like a one-off kind of person getting hit, and they detected it. The other thing worth noting that I find wild here is that the Google tag, the Google Threat Analysis Group, but sometimes they're referred to as Google Tag because it's Threat Analysis Group. It says team in the story, but like they're the group. Look, Google Tag. Well, not freaking Google Tag Manager. Hold on one second. Freaking Google with it's taken over all the acronyms. See, it's called Tag. Okay, so you'll again. Here's another thing. I want you to A, say the right words in conversations with other practitioners, and B, I want you to know what other practitioners are talking about when they're throwing around acronyms and stuff. Everybody calls this Google Tag, okay? And I know this is the friggin' Tag Manager for marketing, but the Threat Analysis Group is Tag. This is pretty dope. Okay, so Google has Tag, and then they have Project Zero, okay? Let me just... and for the story, patch your Apple devices, okay? You gotta patch it. All right. Google Project... Wait, hold on. That's not it. Why is Google Project Zero look like this? They run it as a blog spot? This can't be right. They run it as a blog spot blog? This can't... All right, I can't... This looks right. I can't push this, though. But Google Project Zero is like their exploit team that's like super smart, okay? Like Tavis Ormandy is probably the most famous that I know. Tavis Ormandy, this guy right here. He's a researcher with Google Project Zero. Yeah, you can see here. He's a researcher with Google Project Zero. This is their official site. That's wild. If you're looking to go like super deep into like, memory and operating systems and low-level kernel stuff, this is the group to follow. They are doing amazing work. And just to put an example together, just to kind of show you the level of like brilliance and just savviness that this team has, and specifically Tavis Ormandy. Tavis Ormandy on Twitter, like this was probably like 6 years ago. He's like, oh, hey, I've got a unexpected 4-hour layover at the airport. Let's find a 0-day. And he like live tweeted ripping apart. It was either LastPass or OnePass or one of these password vault managers. And he found like a low-level 0-day or something that allowed him to like exploit the kernel of an operating. Like it was just insane. And he was like doing it in a in a terminal. Again, that doesn't make him Superman, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of crazy. If you're into going low level, that's definitely an interesting group. But just finally, for me and you mere mortals, let's keep our iPhones and TVs and Apple Watches all patched. Not just your iPhone and tablet. If you have Apple TV, gotta patch it. It has an IP address on your network.
CISA warns of potential data breaches caused by a legacy Oracle Cloud leak. In another follow-up to a story we covered last week, federal officials at CISA on Wednesday warned of the potential fallout of a data breach impacting Oracle. The incident surfaced when an alleged hacker boasted on social media that they were selling Oracle's stolen data on cybercriminal forums. The claims were substantiated by CloudSec, CyberAngel, and several other cybersecurity firms. Last week, Oracle admitted that credentialed data was stolen from 2 obsolete servers, but not from its Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. CISA said, quote, the compromise of credential material, including usernames, emails, passwords, authentication tokens, and encryption keys, can pose significant risk to enterprise environments, end quote. The agency urged organizations to reset passwords for affected services, review source code for potential issues, monitor authentication logs, and report any incidents to authorities.
Okay. So this has been going on for a few weeks, okay? This is insane, man. So Oracle, as far as I know, to date, Oracle still claims they didn't have a data breach, okay? CISA is coming out and saying, bro, Oracle had a data breach. Threat actors are like, bro, I've got your data. Everybody's like, Oracle, we got you. And Oracle's like, I feel like Oracle's like, Oracle is like a child in a room and they're just like, I don't see you, so it's not happening. It's like, dude, you're not hiding. You're not in the dark. You're standing there with your hands over your eyes. So this is happening whether you like it or not. The heart of this issue was one of my favorites, legacy technology. Didn't decommission your old stuff, left it going, and people got into it. They got into an old legacy system. Credential materials embedded. It's difficult to discover if they have long-term unauthorized access. Here's the TLDR. CISA's doing it for me. Thank you. CISA urges organizations to reset passwords for any affected services, review source code, monitor auth logs, and look for anonymous activity. This is basically, like, honestly, minus the first part, because this is more of like a IT service. Everything else here, review source code, monitor authentication logs, look for anomalous activity, report incidents to authorities. This is like a job posting for a SOC analyst. Like, SOC analyst tier 1. Analysts must monitor authentication logs for anomalous activity. I guess you don't review source code necessarily, but it's just whatever. It's super generic, but this is the thing. If you're using Oracle, if you were a client of Oracle, if your business was using Oracle, not Oracle database, but Oracle Cloud, a lot of people don't know, or Oracle does a job of advertising, but there's Google Cloud, there's Azure for Microsoft, there's Amazon AWS, and then way back, like those are the top 3. It's like a marathon race. You could see Google, Amazon, and Microsoft running neck and neck towards the finish line. And then if you put on your binoculars and you look really far in the distance, you'll see IBM, Watson, right? And then Oracle. And I know Watson is the friggin' AI thing, but essentially Watson runs on IBM's cloud infrastructure. IBM and Oracle are back there doing their thing, but they're not really a play for B2C. But I will tell you, Oracle won the TikTok contract. TikTok.
And now we'd like to thank our episode sponsor, Vanta. Do you know the status of your compliance controls right now? Like right now? We know that real-time visibility is critical for security, but when it comes to our GRC programs, we rely on point-in-time checks. More than 9,000 companies have continuous visibility into their controls with Vanta. Vanta brings automation to evidence collection across over 35 frameworks like SOC 2 and ISO 27001. They also centralize key workflows like policies, access reviews, and reporting, and also help you get security questionnaires done 5 times faster with AI. Now that's a new way to GRC. Get started at vanta.com/headlines. That's VANTA.com/headlines.
All right, there we go. All right. I want to say thank you to the stream sponsors. Barricade Cyber, Delete Me, Antisyphon, ThreatLocker, making the show happen. I want to say thank you to all you all who are here right now. 457 of you beautiful babies making this Thursday spicy. Spicy! Chat's popping off. Love it. By the way, just for this Vanta ad, I'm so glad that had a different read and they weren't like, do you want to know your GRC now? Like right now? Like right now? Ugh. Okay. Really quick, it is Thursday, What's Your Meme Thursday. Before we do that, though, we're going to draw a winner for the Hackspace Con ticket. Here we go. Just to confirm, this is one Hackspace Con ticket. You will need to cover travel and stay expenses. So, if you can't do that and you win, let me know. Good morning, Christina Paulika, a.k.a. the librarian. Hey, Valentino. All right, let's draw a winner. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 69 entries in here right now. The winner of the Hackspace Con ticket is... Boink! Eric Morales. Eric Morales. Nice job, Eric Morales. Please connect with Chris Whitlock. For this. And Chris is in chat right now. And Chris, I did the drawing at the mid-roll. That way, if Eric Morales is not here, we can draw a new winner. All right, guys. Every single day of the week has a special segment. And today is What's Your Meme Thursday. My friend Dan Reardon makes a custom meme for everybody for the show. And today's a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, I have kids. Last week I took them to the movies, or this week I took them to the movies to see that new hot movie, Minecraft movie. And if you're familiar, if you have kids between the ages of 5 and 15, Chicken Jockey! There we go. So this doesn't ruin anything for the movie, but just if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. Chicken Jockey. Kids are screaming it, yelling it. It's a whole thing. Thank you, Dan Reardon, a.k.a. the Haircut Fish, for that. All right. Keep on cooking, y'all. There's so much. So all about good times, all about community, guys. Really quick, speaking of community, don't forget at 9 a.m. today in 30 minutes, Jawjacking, a separate show is going to happen. You don't have to go anywhere. We'll pile right into it. Eric Taylor is going to be running that. And then at 11 a.m. today, at 11 a.m. Today's stacked. At 11 a.m. we have Windows Recycle Bin Forensics. And then at 12 p.m., Study GRC is going to be doing a special live stream presentation with this awesome open source software called CISO Assistant. I'm working with this group too to get better understanding. So I'll drop a link to that as well. Live stream. Dude, today, hopefully your schedule is cleared for today, people, because Jesus. All right, let's get our Chicken Jockey Alpha Sierra, get our la la la's ready, and let's cook. Let's cook. Let's get back into it, y'all.
NVIDIA Flaw gets a second patch amidst reporting confusion. Back in September, NVIDIA released a patch for a high-severity time-of-check, time-of-use vulnerability. However, after closer inspection, researchers from Trend Micro and Wiz separately discovered a secondary flaw that the patch did not mitigate. In a blog post last week, Trend Micro said the incomplete fix leaves systems exposed to a secondary denial of service bug affecting NVIDIA Container Toolkit or Docker in AI, cloud, or containerized environments. Interestingly, Wiz released its own report on the secondary bug back on February 11th. About a week later, NVIDIA released an advisory and a patch for the secondary issue. This leaves over tax defenders and other industry experts to wonder why it took Trend Micro until last week to issue its report.
Let's see. Well, first of all, let's see. NVIDIA Flaw, you got to patch it. You got to patch it. I mean, the thing is, though, like, thank you. I don't think that this is is this a flaw for software that you and I would need to patch, or it's just the AI models? Yeah, this is just the AI models. So, okay, so GRC people, data governance, again, this is super important to recognize. And one that you can say to your business stakeholders, listen, use AI, maximize it. I use AI. You use AI. We all use AI, right? It's the new ice cream. But do not put sensitive information in non-localized AI instances. And you can't even tell Carl that way, okay? You have to say basically, if it's not in-house, then don't use it. If you're putting it in a browser, don't put sensitive information in, because the second you put it out there, number one, the company that you're giving it to is going to ingest it. Number two, like this happens and all our secrets are exposed. All our base belong to us. All right. So this oh my God, this is a old vulnerability. Again, with CVEs, okay? The naming convention with CVE is CVE dash and then the year the vulnerability was discovered, which is super useful because you can look at this immediately and be like, it's April 2025, so at least 4 months old. Holy crap, this thing's been vulnerable for, it says September here, so 7 months this thing's been vulnerable, and we're still finding issues. Here, let me... EPSS score, if you are running, this is kind of weird because I don't think you'd run this NVIDIA GPU thing, so it's kind of hard. Oh, it's a toolkit for individuals. Okay. So, yeah. Long story short, I think that you would be targeting developers with this that are using the NVIDIA container toolkit. Developers in your organization, just make them aware of that. And then you'd have to, you got to patch it, basically. I will tell you, I have had another thing really quickly, and this is just like anecdotal-ish. So I have lots of calls with lots of people, all right? Like different business owners, different researchers, I'm a social guy, okay? I like talking to people. And I have heard more people in the last 2 weeks make reference to working on it, like an AI play, okay? And not like a Streetcar Named Desire starring, AI or Zach Brannigan or something, or whatever the robot is there in Futurama. But working on a solution that uses AI. So a lot of these like vendor solutions or AI and stuff like that, people are doing lots with AI. But like, I don't know if there's going to be like a big water break coming up, but I've literally heard multiple people say that they're working on something they're going to bring to market as a service or a product that was like AI, which really should come as no surprise. But like, I hadn't heard all that before, and now I'm hearing it quite a
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Ken with the Ned Flanders avatar, they patched it with a speak and spell. Thanks for the super chat and also the joke. So funny. All right, so patch it. You got to patch it.
Microsoft to strengthen email sender requirements. Microsoft recently announced that effective May 5th, it will enforce new security requirements for domains sending over 5,000 daily emails to Outlook.com, Hotmail.com, and Live.com. These requirements include Sender Policy Framework, or SPF, checks to ensure sending domains DNS records accurately list authorized IP addresses, domain keys identified mail, or DKIM validation to confirm message integrity and authenticity, and domain-based message authentication reporting and conformance policies, or DMARC, which action messages that fail authentication. Microsoft's initiatives align with similar measures introduced by Google and Yahoo in 2024.
All right. Just looking at the AI picture to see how many fingers this woman has. She's got the appropriate number of fingers. This is a huge win, okay? So in the world of email, right? A little strong bad reference. The email. In the world of email, we have some security controls. Obviously, there's email security gateways, right? Obviously. But there's three things you can do, or three security controls you can introduce: DMARC, DKIM, SPF, okay? And you kind of want to use them together, and essentially they make it so people can't spoof domains and sending emails. It makes it so you have trust over who's sending it. There's certificates, etc., right? So it basically tries to help manage the authenticity and the integrity of the sender and the communications between you and your workforce. Now, it's not perfect, but this is huge because Microsoft is now going to be requiring these email sender requirements in place. What does this mean? And I only know this because if you didn't know, !newsletter in chat, Chuck Sapp, myself, and Kimberly Can Fix It collaborate on a weekly newsletter that goes out every Monday. And it's been going out for years now. So if you didn't know that, we send it's a newsletter, but really it's not really a newsletter in the true sense of the word. It's just value. It's it's basically guidance on talking to three different stakeholders: end users, power users, and executives. And we've been doing it for years. But because I send an email to 12,000 people at once, you can't just go open Google right now, open Gmail, and try to send 12,000 people an email at the same time. Google's going to be like, I don't think so. Because this is what scammers and phishing criminals would do. So you have to use these services like MailChimp, Beehive, HubSpot, etc. Well, SendGrid is another popular one. Threat actors know this, so they get an account on these things, and then they email 12,000 people, okay? So the way to curb it is by having these large, massive email service providers like Microsoft. So everyone that's on M365 affected. Google did this a couple months ago, which is why I know about it. Everybody that has a Gmail account or Google Workspace is affected by this. But you don't have to do anything, okay? You don't have to do anything unless your marketing department is sending out massive amounts of email, because if you don't set up, I believe it's DKIM, for your business going into Google Workspace or Google domains, Google's going to reject those emails, which means your open rate's going to go down, your click-through rate's going to go down. All the things that marketing people care about are going to go to zero. So this is actually something that's awesome. It is forcing people that are sending large volumes of data out or large volumes of email out to kind of validate who they are. So I love this. I don't know why this isn't been a thing sooner, quite frankly, but the TLDR for you is, number one, you don't have to do anything by default. If your workforce is using Google, Yahoo, or Microsoft for your email, which is highly likely, you automatically get some protections from Carl getting an email that's stupid, okay? Number two, you may want to tell your organization, you may be involved with this, but really it's your IT team configuring email to do this. I did this. I set it up in half an hour or something like that. And I don't even think I pay anything for it, honestly. We got a super chat in the house. Let me see it really quickly. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Hold on. Super chat, $10. Trying to get the I think it's coffee. I can't get the full name, which is super annoying. Hold on. Oh my god, bro. Coffee Man, super chat. 10 banger for Coffee Man. Also, Coffee Man, thanks so much for the super chat. Secondly, drinking the old Kirkland signature French roast. Super delicious. Yum, 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 yum.
Google blocked over 5 billion harmful ads in 2024. On Wednesday, Google reported that it suspended over 39.2 million advertiser accounts last year. Google leveraged AI-powered tools to identify and block the majority of the accounts before they could serve harmful ads to users. In all, the tech giant blocked 5.1 billion malicious ads and restricted 9.1 billion ads across 1.3 billion pages last year. The top 6 ad policy violations included ad network abuse, trademark misuse, personalized ads, legal requirements, financial services, and misrepresentation.
Okay, very cool. Now, this is not a dig at moms, okay? Moms are awesome. Moms are awesome for all, like a variety of reasons, okay? So this is no slam to moms, okay? When I see this, okay, I don't know if you've ever, I'm a dad, right? So I lived this. Dad, there's whole mix up, mash up videos, like collage videos, whatever the Gen Z people call those things. I'm sure there's a really cool term that I'm just not cool enough to know. But like these like little clip videos of dads saving kids like right at the last second. So like a kid's about to walk in front of somebody who's on a swing, dad scoops him up. Kid's about to roll off the couch onto the ground, dad scoops it up. Just like all these like kind of outrageous dad save type things, right? Someone hits a baseball or like they're at the baseball game and the kid's about to take a home run ball right in the face and dad like grabs it and also doesn't spill their beer, double win. Okay. I feel like that's what this is. So many people, I feel like so many people don't realize just how hostile the internet is. There's only one internet, okay? The internet that I buy yoga mats on Amazon and get incredibly frustrated playing DayZ, that internet is the same one that North Korea is attacking Sony Pictures on, and that Russia's doing denial of service attacks on Ukraine's transportation authority. Like, there's only one internet, and there's like, it's very hostile. If you stand up a honeypot for fun, if you stand up a honeypot that's internet facing, you will see how quickly it turns into what I was about to say is absolutely inappropriate for any hour of the day. But just imagine an unknown hole, just whatever. It's going to get poked and prodded and investigated and probed by many, many anonymous people on the internet, okay? Like immediately, okay? Within a couple minutes. You'll see a lot of port 3389 getting probed, 445, all these things, okay? So we don't really do that. But then Google's like just, Godzilla slamming all these threats out of the way. And my Aunt Dorothea is just blissfully watching like reruns of Golden Girls, Love and Life, getting ads for Foxwoods Casino or whatever on her phone, not thinking twice about it. Thank you, Google. Like, I honestly feel like, yes, it's in Google's best interest to make the search results not hurt their customer base, obviously. But I do appreciate kind of the righteous understanding of these big tech giants, the Fortune 5s, the FANGs, like Google and Microsoft and Amazon, to make an effort to do good for like society, basically, and help thwart this type of activity. And I just want to point out one final thing. Suspended 39 million advertiser accounts. Suspended 39 million advertiser accounts. Do you know what that means? Advertiser accounts are accounts that someone signs up for and gives money to Google in order to have their search results show up in Google or, show up, it run as a YouTube ad or something like that. So this is 39 million accounts that were giving money to Google and Google suspended them. This is directly counter to if you were 100% capitalist and only cared about straight cash, homie. So I just want to put it into perspective. This isn't just, we're doing good because it happens to align with our overall business model. They are actually not losing money, but missing out on opportunity to generate revenue by doing the right thing. Thank you. I'm so glad that, this is in place. Dude, we need all the help we can get. I got enough trouble managing the security of my own organization and educating my family and loved ones. But Google, Google's like the number one site, or at least it was a couple years ago, number one site on the internet, and YouTube is the number 2 site on the internet, owned by Google. Okay, so they got a lot of eyeballs. I'm glad that they're protecting
mobile apps found using poor encryption practices. New research from Zimperium's Z Labs examined over 17,000 Android and iOS mobile apps from the official app stores and being used by the firm's own customers' employees. Of these, 83 Android apps were found to use unprotected or misconfigured cloud storage. In some cases, file indexes are world viewable, and in others, the content can be accessed without credentials. The researchers also found that 92% of the apps it tested use weak or flawed cryptographic methods. The researchers concluded that organizations should take measures to identify and resolve misconfigured cloud storage settings, detect and rotate exposed credentials and API keys, avoid the use of outdated insecure algorithms, and monitor third parties' SDKs for known vulnerabilities.
All right. Before we get into this one, really quickly, I see Jacob Rippert in chat say, can't say the same about censorship and the bias and search results. Talking about Google, 100%, and it's worth, I do want to note this, right, just for a contrast to what I just said. So yes, and again, I stand by what I just said about Google doing righteous and losing money, and thank you for choosing righteous. However, Google is not wearing a white cape, you know what I mean, quote unquote. Think of like the knights in Game of Thrones. Yeah, they protected the innocent, but they would also just as easily rob the innocent or do even worse to the innocent. They didn't care. Google has made decisions in the sake of shareholder value and straight cash, homie. Specifically, as an example, going into the Chinese market. And part of the concession of going into China was that China got to have influence over search results, i.e. if you Google like Taiwan, you Google Tiananmen Square, you will get a different result in China than you will in the United States because it's being manipulated, basically. So that's the deal. In fact, honestly, like, again, not talking politics, but a perfect example is right now, apparently, again, this is not a political show, and I'm only saying this because it's a very germane example at this moment. Recently, the Vice President of the United States made a comment about the Chinese citizens, and he used the term peasants, which was very inflammatory for Chinese citizens. Okay, now normally these type of pieces of content would be blocked and not shown in China, specifically search results and stuff like that. I watched a news programming just last night that actually showed that they are allowing that specific piece of content in with the intention of exciting and inflaming tensions and attitude towards the United States from Chinese citizens. So it's these type of controls that Google is enabling in these other countries. Okay, so not perfect. And I just want to call it out. Jacob Rippert brings up a good point, and I like to be fair and objective, and just share the information, right? Okay.
And that does it.
Okay, really quick. 92% of mobile apps found to use insecure cryptographic methods. Here's a spoiler alert. If you've worked in vulnerability management for a second, like 1 second, like, hello, today's my first second in vulnerability management, you immediately would run a scanner, and then you would immediately see like 10,000 results for like insecure cryptographic modules or like expired certificates or whatever, or the ability to have like a handshake with an insecure protocol, and you would just be like, like not that it's like shruggable, like who cares, but these findings will be further down on the list from you're running legacy tech, or you've got default creds on your devices, like all these other gross things. So I'm not surprised that this is the case. Obviously, if you make an app, you would hope that you would continue to maintain it. You're not just making it and then trying to sell it straight cash, homie, and you're on to the next thing. It looks like it's mostly Android apps. I don't know if Apple's requirements for working in the Apple Store as an app require you to maintain it from a cryptographic protocol perspective. I doubt it, honestly, because I don't know how Apple, like, would Apple be constantly scanning these things? See? Okay, so the flaws are when they say cryptographic methods right here, insecure cryptographic methods. To me, this means like using, whatever, MD5 hashing or, not AES, right? You're using some stupid old encryption algorithm, but they actually include hard-coded keys as part of this, okay? Hard-coded keys, hard-coded creds, that's really bad because they don't change. That means if you find a hard-coded cred, you can use it to log into anyone's version of that app anywhere, right? So it introduces a massive risk. Plus, it's hard to fix because you got to go in, you got to change the app, you got to find everywhere that the hard-coded key was pulled. So I don't want to say it's lazy, but it's not. It's definitely not software developer best practices to hard code keys, okay?
Today's cybersecurity headlines.
All right, let's go. Oh, hey, really quickly before we go, Nick Barker has done some research for this team, and I'm pretty excited to say, so the ISACA CPEs, let me tell you, I forgot to mention this at the intro because I was all flustered. Every episode's worth half a CPE. What I need you to do is, and we need to start adding this, I'm going to add it to the Chiron at the bottom, okay? So here's the deal. In order to have CPEs count, the screenshot's good, but you need to have, specifically for ISACA, so this should be for everybody, you need your name, the sponsoring organization, the activity title, the activity description, the activity date, and the number of CP hours awarded or claimed. If you take a screenshot with your name saying here, my face, this promo card, and you do it wide enough to include the YouTube title of this stream and the description, that will cover all the things. So make sure, because the name of the show is April 17th Top Cyber News at Simply Cyber, right? Like, it's got the date, it's got everything you need is in here. This is deliberate. I'm not, trying to do 4D chess here. I'm trying to get you some CPEs on top of having community and all these other things. So when you take your screenshot, make sure you get the extra bits of the meta of the show. All right, guys. Let me check my calendar. Chris Whitlock, did Eric Morales get with you? Let me ask Chris Whitlock here. Did Eric get with you? All right. Okay, so check it out. The other thing I want to share with everybody before I flip you over to jaw-jacking is I need your help, okay? And this isn't some stupid, tricky, I need your help, buy my product, listen, I need your help. We are hot in, I know it's April, we are hot into planning Simply CyberCon 2025. We are doing it at a hotel this year and at the Citadel Military College. The dates are November 2nd and 3rd, Sunday and Monday, okay? We are going to sign up for hotel room blocks, okay? You are not required to stay at the conference hotel at all. This is a link to the... Oh, my son is here. Callan Auger. Hey, Callan, what's up, buddy? The Rizzler himself, Callan, is in chat. Good morning, Callan. Probably smiling, all smiles. I love that kid. Okay, so listen, I'm going to drop a link to the Simply CyberCon Discord server. Okay? On the general... hold on. I'm seriously, do this for me because here's the deal. The room block itself, we need to have a rough idea. If I underdo it, then people won't get a room. If I overdo it, we have to cover the delta if we're not hitting 80% capacity, which could be incredibly expensive. It's already like 40 grand to get the Marriott for this conference. I'm not interested in paying for rooms that no one's sleeping in. Okay. So, definitely help me with that. I just want to show you guys really quickly. God damn it. Where's this stupid? Hold on one second. I wasn't prepared to do this really quick. All right. Hold on one second. Can we just save this? I'm going to just show you really quickly what I need you to do, and then I'm going to throw it over to Eric Taylor. This is only if you're going to go to Simply CyberCon. Again, Simply CyberCon is our annual conference. It is a community initiative. It's all about good times. We run it as a nonprofit, so don't think there's any shenanigans going on there. But it's a lot of work to do, and I need your help. This is the Discord server, Simply CyberCon Discord server. I linked to it in chat. This right here is the general chat channel, and this is the poll. I just need you to fill the poll out if you plan on coming and you're gonna stay at the hotel. I'll do it until the end of the day tomorrow, and then I'm gonna use those numbers as the official numbers. So if you plan on coming and you're not gonna fill this out, you may potentially not get a room, okay? Which is fine because it's Charleston. There's tons of rooms, okay? All right. All right, guys, let me tell you what's about to happen. My friend Eric Taylor is about to melt your face with the hottest answers to the best questions in the world, your questions. We're going to do a segment called jaw jacking. FedEx, what are you talking about? I just said hi to Cal. Oh, because I swore? Yeah, no, it's all right. Callan's been around a minute. Guys, jaw jacking, all about good times. Come get your questions answered by Eric Taylor. Busy day. We've got jaw jacking and then Windows Forensics webinar by Eric himself at 11. And then the Study GRC is going to be doing the CISO Assistant live stream. So get all of those. Congratulations to Eric Morales on winning the HackSpaceCon award. And also, Jesus, guys, I told you the value train was like out of control today. Just a quick reminder that at 4:30 p.m. today, I'm going to be doing a live stream with this guy right here, Zubair Khan, Australia's own. He's Western Australia. And we're going to be talking about different frameworks. It's very much a GRC-focused conversation, so come check that out. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you all so very much for being here today. Until next time, stay secure. Let's go get Eric Taylor. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jaw Jacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some jaw jacking.
What's up? Hope everybody's doing good today. It is Thursday. My week has been completely jacked. I don't know about you guys. As a follow-up real quick, if you're new, my name is Eric Taylor. I'm the CISO Chief Forensic Operator here at Barricade Cyber, one of the sponsors of the podcast. Happy to be here with everyone. If you have a question, please put it into the chat Q with a colon. That way, when I do my find, I can easily find your question and answer it. Mods, I do have Discord up today, so they won't yell at me. But we'll be doing the searches as a follow-up from Tuesday's jaw jacking session when we're talking about the malware. I got pinged, and I want to give credit where credit is due. There was a gentleman, Matt, I believe, Mike Bone told me about this one. So TCM actually has a malware analysis and triage course. So if you were interested in the malware analysis, TCM does have you covered. It looks like you'll be good to go, and all is well in the kingdom on that one. So put the link in the chat. Talking about the webinar coming up later today, we begin a lot of feedback. So we're going to put an item up, a poll. My basic talk, I kind of roughballed, rehearsed things. It's literally going to be freaking about 10 minutes. However, looking at the registration, which I cannot believe as of this morning, 125 people signed up for this freaking thing. It blows my mind that actually people are interested in this. But if there's a bunch of technical people, then I will do a deep dive into like actually using tools and doing command line parsing. And we'll sit around. I've allocated an hour to it just in case. I think maybe a half hour, but we can run a little long. So if you are technical, answer the questions at the poll. I'm literally going to be basing the webinar off of that. I just don't want to go overly technical if there's a bunch of executives here or that are going to be in there, because they're going to get bored to tears, right? But if there's a bunch of technicals or technical people and people really interested in learning more, then we'll do a deep dive and we'll just do it live. It won't be, it won't be scripted or anything like that. We'll just do it live. So, all right. With that said, let's get some AI generated music going on. We'll try Future Pop today. Turn it down just a tad. All right, let's start looking for the questions, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let me open up my chat. Oh, we got 9 of them already. Holy McMoly. Can I ask a question now, or do I need to wait for the official? I'm literally doing a find. The Control F. So ask your question at any time. Does that mean we don't get half a CPE if we watch or listen to the recording? No, from my understanding of CPEs, I mean, granted, mine is through SANS Institute. So I literally put community and, put out a little bit of information. They've never questioned it before. So I'm not sure about your particular thing, but recordings, I don't see why wouldn't be eligible for CPEs. The only time I've never suffered or had a problem with this, but I've heard other people having issues where they want a forensic audit. They want you to prove that you've done something, and being alive and being able to say hi and it's in the chat shows you were present, because YouTube, we're not able to give out a certificate because of YouTube, right? So it's a way to help combat that particular situation. Please drop a link to your webinar today. Sure. I think I did that before. Or Jerry did that before, but let me go back into Discord. Let's see. Copy text. All right. There is the link for the webinar. Question for Mid Sailors: with everybody being so busy at work, is there some small GRC things that I could ask them for me to do and get some experience? I don't normally intersect with the department, but want more. Literally, just go. You're literally putting it out there, Sean. Just literally go to them and say, "Hey, I'm really interested in this GRC. I'm really interested in, doing control auditing and control implementation and stuff. I know you're very stressed. You're very busy individuals. Is there any of the small tasks that I can take on for you? And, I can get experience into this world as well, right?" I mean, you literally just put it out there, good friend. So... John, are you familiar with what's going on with Heath Adams and TCM Academy right now? They are getting a lot of bad publicity right now for blocking or revoking people's certification. I have seen and heard that, John. I'm a little jaded in a lot of ways. So, between military and forensics and everything that I've dealt with all my life, coming up on almost 50 years old, I'm an old fuck. I've learned early on, there's always two sides of the story, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. Are people getting their license or their accreditations revoked? I'm sure. Right? Was it warranted? I don't know. I don't know the full story, right? So I don't know. I have seen it happen to one person that went kind of viral on Twitter. And I hear myself saying way too many times, so sorry about that. That even drives me nuts. It sounds so unprofessional to me. So question only Carrie, because you put so many cues there and it actually stood out. Eric, I will be somewhere with the Zoom webinar. Are you going? You are doing. I signed up, but won't be there. Will it be recorded? That is a good freaking question. I will go in there. I know it needs to be recorded. I don't know if it would be available on replay. Marketing will get that and do whatever edits they potentially need to do for YouTube. But I do know, there will be shorts, so it'll be pushed over to YouTube, all that stuff. So there will be a recorded replay somewhere of some sort. Kyle asked Dr. Gerald Auger, what happened to the Hackspace Con raffle? A dude won it. I forget the individual's name now. Eric Morales won the conference there, or the conference raffle there, Kyle. Hey, good evening there. What's a good route to take after the CCNA for a network engineer role? Nelly asks. Get a job. Dude, you got a CCNA. That, I will say, for me, when I got into the industry, the CCNA was just a verification. Most of the time, you learn a lot more hands-on experience than what you learned in the CCNA. But yeah, I mean, if you had a CCNA, companies would snag you up. Again, that was 30 freaking years ago too, almost. So I would still think that would be valuable and, enough to get you in the door. But, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's, we're in a weird job market. So Marcus G, how do you feel about getting Epic certifications? Do you think it will lead to more opportunities to get into cybersecurity? My end goal is into cloud security. Getting Epic certification. I haven't heard. Every time I hear Epic, I'm thinking of the medical software. So give me a second. Yeah, it's like electronic healthcare H&R for the Epic software. Yeah. Unless it's something different than what I know of being the medical EHR platform. I mean, it's good. There's a lot of people using that Epic software. I know it's probably the top, if not one of the top EHR, electronic health records platforms that are out there. So getting that certification will allow you to be more credible as you go into other organizations. So, I just got a note, or I'm just noticing a note anyway, that the webinar is pinned, and I do see it in the YouTube chat. So I see several more questions for that. So thank you, Dr. Gerald Auger, for doing that. Let's see, answered that one. Answered that. Is the Cyber Risk Summit by Net Diligence in San Diego good for practitioners or more for strategic business leaders? So there is a practitioner, there's two sides of NetD, right? You have the business owners doing business things, and that's the ecosystem that I'm in. And that's with a lot of conferences, right? You have a lot of people doing meetings and stuff like that. So like if you ever walk out of a conference and you're seeing a bunch of people having meetings and stuff like that, that's with any conference, right? So, business owners, business executives always having meetings with other business owners and executives and, trying to make business deals at a conference. And then you have the conference itself where it's, you're learning from people who are there and talking. So yes, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. So definitely look at the agenda and see if it is worthwhile for you. That's what I would say. It is expensive to get to net. I mean, I guess the conference, yeah. Most of the time your business is going to take you or send you. So question about the Windows webinar today. Will there be a recording that I can use afterward? As I stated before, I don't think it will be on replay from Zoom, but as soon as Kimberly, I think it's official. She's made it official. We've hired her full time here at Barricade, so she's no longer a contractor. She still does a lot of work for Jerry and stuff like that, but she is a full time marketing person for Barricade now, which I'm very happy about. We got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and we really needed that full-time dedicated resource. So, as that whole thing expands and everything like that, but she will go through and make, whatever editing and things like that she feels that she needs to do, and kind of go from there. And we'll get it up on YouTube, and there'll be shorts, and it'll be a whole marketing thing. But if there is a bunch of technical people, there may be some editing that she wants to do to restrain time. I don't know. I'm leaving it in her capable hands, right? It's one of those things that I need to delegate. So anyway, if not, how valuable will it be for a total newbie? I'm not sure I could cancel IRR plans to reach. Yeah, it really depends on who attends. So this is what I'm thinking. I've created a poll for the Zoom webinar, and I think I talked about this a moment ago, but if not, here it is. I'm saying that word again. I hate that. There we go. I've created a poll for it, and depending on who is attending, it's how in depth I will go. If there is enough technical people on today's call, I will go uber technical. If there's not, and I get a lot of requests, hey, we really want an in-depth technical analysis of how to walk through this instead of like a 30,000 foot view because there's more executives there, then I will create one. I would do a separate video or webinar, and we will go in depth and really talk about how to parse that data. Would it take very long? Probably not. But recycle bin is in recovering deleted stuff is not. It's not sexy. It's not, but it really comes in handy for insider threats and trying to figure out what Carl over in accounting freaking tried to delete from his system and things of that nature. So there was one question that came up earlier today was would it come up, or would this be beneficial if it was, I'm trying to remember the exact question. Like if the drive was wiped and the OS was reloaded, yeah, and that would be a completely different scenario, right? That would be a situation where you're doing full disk forensics to find those hidden artifacts, because the OS is no longer, the original OS is no longer intact, and you know, it's kind of whatever. What do you think of the IBM X-Force? I don't have enough intel. I hear it making a lot of waves in the enterprise space. So those who don't know, let me make sure. That is the AI sim, right? Or is that the exchange? Oh, that, yeah, their incident response. Yeah, okay. IBM has they're coming up with so many X dash whatever. It's hard for me to keep up with them right now. They're making a lot of waves. A company that you thought was kind of dead in the background is no longer dead in the background. So they are I don't know much about their incident response, to be honest with you. They do have, IBM has been really pushing an AI model right now. Watson X, that's what it was. Watson X from IBM. So I'll put it on my radar to keep a little bit closer tabs on it, but I don't have any real insights at this point. Let's see. Try to do a quick update on my filter. Checking mod chat. I don't see anything over there. I think I've got all the questions answered. Scroll down to the bottom here. Yeah, it's pretty light on the questions. All right, guys, good jaw-jacking session today. I thank everybody for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate it. Oh wow, 64 passes on the HD and trying to recover data. That is painful, random. Yeah, full disk forensics and recovery is a giant pain in the backside. Like, you're literally hooking it up to a dedicated machine and walking away for vacation and checking in on it from time to time. It's a long, lengthy process, man. It's, heart goes out to you. It really, really does. What's a good component of a good vulnerability management program? Awareness and implementation. It's literally as simple as that. I mean, you got people actually paying attention to the vulnerabilities, evaluating its criticality and impacting your organization, and actually patching it. Like, it's a dedicated person. It really is. It's not a part-time job unless you're like a team of 10 or 20 maybe, right? But it's a dedicated person. All right, everybody. I do greatly appreciate it. I just see a couple of those questions coming in, so I wanted to answer that. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate that. And with those who have stuck around, and we do the sea shanty and we'll do the closing video from Dr. Gerald Auger. I will see you all at 11 o'clock if you are there. Until next time, stay curious, my friends.
There once once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same, a criminal, then found their fame by taking that data to go. Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your account.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.